Yeah, so, you know, listen. I can remember the first time that I ever really looked at, like, the gaming developers, like, who developed the game, was probably Working Designs, where the first one where I became, like, a really loyal fan of everything they put out. I mean, sure, naturally, back in the Nintendo days, you had Konami. You know, I would follow Ultras, because sometimes Ultra would make really nice games. Vic Tokai, whatever. I would follow his games. But yeah, I can remember for the TurboGrafx 16, I remember when Kadash came out. And it was a Working Designs game. And I absolutely adored Kadash. I thought that game was just like such a terrific game. Graphically, musically, everything about it was so good. You could take the Genesis version and flush it right down the toilet compared to the TurboGrafx version. So don't base it off of that. And you know what pisses me off? There's a guy on YouTube who does a review of Kadash. And he sits there and he complains about how difficult it is. Like, how it's too... you know what? I can't stand when the younger generation does a review of the games that we played in the older generation, and he sits there and he complains that it's too hard. He doesn't even get off the first level. I wrote him such a scathing comment. Was that a crow? Get out of here. I'm gonna take somebody's eye out. It's a fucking crow. What are you gonna do? Yeah, so that's it. Forgot what I was gonna talk about. I'm just going to talk about the Sega Saturn, how I first came about finding the Sega Saturn, like buying the Sega Saturn. I bought the Sega Saturn because when I went into Electronics Boutique, the Sega Saturn was $59.99. And now that didn't grab me. I said, oh boy, that's cheap. That's the price of a game if you think about it. And, you know, the Sega Saturn was still, 32-bit powerhouse for the time. There were other things coming out, don't get me wrong. I think the Nintendo 64 was right on the cusp of coming out. And the PlayStation 2, I think, was about to break. But, yeah, that was it. And then I went back and they had that basket, the big clearance basket that they put in the back of the video game store. And it was chocked full of Sega Saturn games. I mean, if you ever wanted to take a time machine, I wish I could go back there, and every single one was $9.99 and less. And we're not talking about shit titles, people. We're talking about all the Working Designs games: Dragon Force, Iron Storm, Albert Odyssey, Shining Wisdom, Flying Aces, whatever that game was. Even, what was it called? I'm having a Guardian Heroes was in there. Panzer Dragoon Saga was in there. All the shooters, Thunder Force and Darius Gaiden. I mean, okay, what did I know about those games at the time? Nothing, but I did know this. I knew I liked Working Designs, because I had played all the Working Designs games for the TurboGrafx CD and the TurboGrafx, which was Parasol Stars, it was Kadash, and then for the for the TurboGrafx, for the Turbo Duo, okay, they made Cosmic Fantasy 2, Vasteel, Exile. All the hits. Vasteel. Oh God, I had such a love affair with that game. It was like military madness to the 1000th power. Like, you fly to different planets and these big robot wars in this strategy-based game. Hundreds of different robots you could use. Maybe not. Yeah, I think hundreds. And it was just like, I can remember summer nights, like, people going out, you know, to do the jerk-off things that kids do. And me just being like, yeah, guys, I can't make it out. And I would sit there, I'd be glued to Bastille until the sun came up the next day. Yeah, Bastille, and then, yeah, so here we go. I go to the bin there, and I see all these working design titles. And now working designs, I don't know if they're a game developer, or I don't know if they were just responsible for translating terrific Japanese games for the Western audience. But all I know is I saw working designs labels all over this bin. So I decided to make the purchase. And that's what made me buy the Sega Saturn. And that's it. That setup was like that for like 2 months. I was working, my first job was working at a bakery, you know, and I had a little bit of scratch. So I'd be there every week. I scooped up all the working designs games. And then, you know, then after that, I got lucky picking up the games that I did pick up. I mean, there was a lot of losers for the Sega Saturn as well, and I got my share of those. What was that game? Clockwork something or other, and what's that? Space Hulk and Zoop. I mean, I had my fair share of losers in there, but I got lucky. Let me tell you something. I built a collection of Sega Saturn games that it was just like, if you saw it today, if you walked in, if I had it today and you walked into my house and you saw it, your jaw would hit the floor, and a fucking boner would rip through your pants. I mean, that was a time. Listen, that was a great listen when game systems were on the way out. I was always there to capitalize on it. Always. Did the same thing with the Jaguar. Did basically the same thing with the TurboGrafx 16. Of course, the prices didn't really drop for that system. Motherfucker. I remember when the Neo Geo was available and the games were sitting there and the games were on the game shop, on the rack there for $200, $299 a piece, some of them. But yeah, those Sega Saturn games, I mean, it was like scooping up dog shit. I should have went into Electronics Boutique. I should have went in there with a shovel, because that's what I was doing. I was basically shoveling out that clearance bin. God almighty. I wonder what that clearance bin, what the value of that clearance bin would be today. Completely, you know, all the games in there wrapped up. I wonder what the value would be. Crazy to think about. Hey! Over here! Hey! Over here! Hey, Mr. Gaiden? Or is it Gadian? Or Mr. Gaiden? Hey, listen! I'm a really big fan of the martial arts and all of your games. I played them all. You know, I'm no stranger to the martial arts. I studied Tang Soo Do for 2 years. I like when you did that thing where you hang from the Coca-Cola sign. That was badass. Jeez, what an asshole. I'll show him.
This is brand new. This is brand new. How much you asking for the video games?
What?
How much you asking for the video games?
Well, John, what did we do for the video games? 50 cents each? Is that what you did?
You had them up for $1 each, but you can make a deal with the two if you want.
$1 each. I just want one.
Cool.
Here you go.
Let me tell you something. It's like one of those days where, oh God, I'm hungover. I left my windows down and it rained last night. And now the seat is soaking wet. The steering wheel, I don't know if this has ever happened to you. The steering wheel, it's like humid and the steering wheel like rubs off on your hand. I don't know if you can see that. My hands are black from the steering wheel. Ay, ay, ay. Got a puddle in my door handle here. To say that I have the eye of the tiger this morning wouldn't be all that accurate.
Yeah, you got any video games at all? Where? Yeah, whatever you got.
PlayStation, Xbox.
What do you got here?
Buck a pop.
$1 a piece?
Yeah. Or, you know, take a few and I'll make it a deal.
Okay.
We're really easy about this.
I like that. Any other video games at all?
You got any? Yeah, Arlene has some over there.
Any old? Oh, you got more over there? Let's see what you got there. Yeah, I'll take a look. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, those I grabbed from over there.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. These are 50 cents each?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Got some rain over here. Oh, it's from the tree, right? Yeah. Okay. All right, so that's 50, 50, $1. What's that? $3.50. That's $4, right?
Instead of buying a camera, I should have just bought a little machine that follows me around and kicks me in the balls all day long, because that's what my camera does to me. I just at this garage sale, I gotta tell you about it because my camera doesn't work. I'm just at this garage sale and I say to this lady, I ask her if she's got any video games. She goes, yeah, over by the media section over there. And like turns around and walks away. She makes it sound like media section, like she's got like a little Best Buy in the corner of her yard. I go over there, it's some 45 records, some cassette tapes, and an answering machine. Who the fuck in their right mind would buy an answering machine these days?
Oh yeah, now we're talking. Look at the fur on her. That's a real woman right there. She must be part Kodiak Bear.
But she was like, oh, that is. Is that you parked down on the corner? That was your truck. I thought it was you.
Yeah.
I just said, I said to your mother, what bozo parked here?
Dude. How much are the video games?
2 for $5.
2 for $5?
Yeah, how do you get to Ryan? It's right here, make a left. Oh, we came off Ryan. Okay. Okay.
Where's the other one?
He has it as a decoration up in his mom house.
You gotta find a one-legged man to sell it to.
That's it. Decoration.
Did you do 10 for these?
What'd you get? 2 for $5?
Alright.
That person just doesn't give a fuck about anything.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
How are you?
Thank you, good.
Got any video games at all? Any old Nintendo, PlayStation, anything?
I do.
Oh, you do? Oh yeah, bring it out. Bring it out. Come on, baby. Bring it out. That's it. Bring it out. Oh yeah. Bring everything out.
But I don't know if it works or it's not. I can't really tell.
You don't know if it works?
Probably my kids, they used to play with it. That is something.
What you got the other one too back there? You got any games? Hmm. Oh, you got some games here too.
I don't know.
You got another one there too, huh?
How to check? I don't know. I don't know. Glue.
You got nowhere to check, huh? No. How much would you take for everything?
I don't know, $20.
$20?
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, let me get all hopped up on my coffee here. This has been a rough day, boy. Let me tell you something. Hangovers when you're 37 years old. It takes like 3 days to recover from them. So you drink more and more coffee. Coffee, let me tell you something. Coffee's a drug. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. It's right up there with cocaine. But all of civilization would crumble if they took away your coffee, so that'll never happen. They'll never call it a drug. Let me tell you something. The worst situation you could be in is to have a boss that drinks coffee and you don't drink coffee. Because they come into work. Oh, we gotta do this, we gotta do that, we gotta do this, wait a minute. No, motherfucker, we don't gotta do anything. Because I'm not drinking coffee like you. I'm not all doped up on the drugs. I used to hate people that drank coffee. They're all hopped up on their coffee. Yeah, we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll do the other thing. Let me tell you something. We ain't doing shit today. Alright, Bidhead 1000 here. You're tuned into the greatest video game program in the history of human civilization. So get your ass in a fucking chair. here we go. Now, listen, guys, I do this every week, okay? In my mind, I adjust the fucking light every week, too. There we go. Look at that. That's like campfire light. If the light's coming up on me now, like I'm telling a ghost story. All right. Yeah, in all my great knowledge and wisdom, I think I got to drive all the way across Long Island to find the best garage sales. When in actuality, I'm usually surprised by what I find in my hometown. I don't know if you guys find the same thing, but every time I'm in my hometown, I wind up finding the best stuff. I don't know how it works out that way. But here we go. The morning started out, and we stopped at this one garage sale, and they had the you know, it was the, you know, it's that box of PlayStation, the dreaded box of PlayStation 2 games. And I know in the future, you know, it used to be the dreaded box of PS1 games. Now I die to find PS1 games. Now it's the dreaded box of PS2 games. And now, you know what? What I know about the PS2, you can fit in a thimble. But, you know, I know it's a great system, and I know there's a ton of great games for it. But I gotta admit, it's not the most exciting system. You know, they're not the most exciting games for me to run across. For me personally. So here we go. We picked up this game right here, and you know, another startling. What the fuck is going on with this light? Sorry, guys. I gotta get this thing into the correct position. All right. Just give me a little more slack here. That's great. That's just great. All right, stay tuned. We'll be right back. Okay, more lighting, more camera problems. Yeah, okay, here we go. More camera problems. All right, so here we go. Second garage sale. I mean, this is madness. This is just madness. All right. PS1 and PS2 games. Okay. Crash Bandicoot. A brand new copy of Team Rocket Rescue. Again, you know, I know I keep on saying this. I'm astounded that these games were never open. What happens? It's just it bends the mind. All right. Crash Bash. Jarrett and Lambinet, I don't know. Stock car racing. And Qbert. Who doesn't like Qbert? Those are the PlayStation games. And also some PlayStation 2 games here. 3 brand new PlayStation 2 games. Never opened. Never opened. Here we go. Terminator 3. Probably the least popular Terminator in the movie series. I love Terminator 3. I thought it was a great movie. You know. It had a great ending too, you know. The world blew up. Could you ask for a happier ending? Alrighty. Strike Force. Here we go. Strike Force something Phoenix. They got a sticker over it. Strike Force Operation Phoenix, which kind of looks like a. Hold on. Let me go into my neighbor's backyard so my camera can adjust properly. Yeah, Strike Force, which kind of looks like an arcadey type of helicopter game, a little less on the simulator side, more on the arcade side. And Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, The Angel of Darkness. So there we go. I mean, what an interesting trend. We find an unopened PS2 game at our first garage sale, and then we find 4 unopened PS1 and PS2 games at the next garage sale. So here we go. We got 50 cents, 50 cents, that's $1, and then the remainder of the games are all $1 each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, So $7. Okay. $7 for that. I didn't think that was that bad. Okay, moving along to this next garage sale. Interesting thing here. I saw this fight stick. It's a Tekken 6 fight stick. I guess it's for the Xbox 360 because it's wireless. But it's pretty cool. You know, fight stick. What I did was, I walked up to it, I looked at it, and I was like, oh, wow. And I'm thinking to myself, whoa, there's a fight stick here. There's got to be other video games. So I asked the lady if she's got any other video games. Completely forgot about the fight stick. Went over, picked up the video games, bought them, drove away from the garage sale, and as I'm driving, I was like, oh, the fight stick! So I drove back, and that's it, $5 for a fight stick. It would be a home run if I could use this for the original Xbox. I don't think I can, but it would be a home run if I could, because you know, one of these days I'd like to put together a MAME cabinet using an original Xbox. And I have the copy of Splinter Cell over here to do that. Yeah, I got the copy of Splinter Cell to do that. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. I'm blabbering on here. Here we go. So yeah, so an interesting mix of different games at this garage sale. Here we go. GoldenEye for the N64. 3 Game Boy Advanced games. Normally I'd pass by these titles, but since they were in the box and they were in relatively good shape, I feel like I'm on a torture rack. I feel like my camera's got me on a torture rack. Every time I raise the game, the fucking screen goes black. I mean, what? It's almost like this camera has some type of artificial intelligence that's just fucking with me. All right, here we go. It's like I gotta go. Here it is. Hey, what? Oh, wait. I got this one too. All right. So anyway, it's Shrek 2, Family Feud, and Lilo and Stitch 2. All of these are in relatively good condition with the manuals and everything else. Now, the exciting thing, yeah, I got excited about a PS2 game, and I got really excited about this GameCube game here. From the creator of Sonic the Hedgehog, a Sega game for the GameCube called Puyo Pop Fever, which is actually, it looks like a puzzler game almost along the lines of Tetris. It looks like it's got a pretty cool art style, and it's made by Sega, baby. It's made by Sega, baby! No, yeah, that's pretty neat. It's always weird to see Sega on a Nintendo game. And for the PS2, a role-playing game, or what looks like a role-playing game, or it almost looks like almost like a Dungeon Explorer-esque, maybe like a Legend of Zelda, maybe like a Magic Knight Ray Earth type of game. It looks like a sprite drawn game, like a sprite-based game. Looks like a decent game, all right, guys. Here we go. Yeah, Heavenly Guardian. So that's it. We got. Where are they all? Okay, here we go. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. She wanted two for $5, and we managed to get these for $10 for everything, which I didn't think was too shabby. All right, moving along, and now this is the garage sale. Let me tell you what happened. Okay, we found our first finds. Our first 3 garage sales were probably between 9 and 10 o'clock, okay? Then from 10 to 11, dry. 11 to 12, dry. 12 to 1, dry. Drove all the way out east, just shy of Mike Gardner's territory. And we were like completely dry. I was kind of mentally, I'm beat up, you know. I feel like an alcoholic today. I'm sweating. Like I got Johnny Walker coming through my pores. and you know, leaching through my skin, and I kind of like don't have the gas in the tank to make it through the day, not in the truck, in my body to make it through the day here. So on my way home, back in my hometown again, and I stopped at this garage sale that looked absolutely abysmal. But what have we learned on this show? No matter how bad a garage sale looks, you got to go check. That's how we found our copy of Earthbound for 75 cents. It was at a garage sale where there was like 1.5 tables set up. Okay? And, you know, the lady behind the table looked so old that it, like, if she got out of the chair, her hip was going to crumble like graham crackers. So, but lo and behold, she had a copy of Earthbound in a plastic bin there. So, I mean, you can't judge a book by its cover. We pull up to this garage sale, there it is. You guys could see it, rack of clothes over here, jewelry on the table, the same old bullshit, makeup and perfume. I was like, I just wanted to go home and have a sandwich and a nap. So let me check it out. I mentioned, hey, you got any video games? And she goes, yeah, I got video games. She goes in the back there. You could see it. She pulls out the video games. Here we go. I got the shit laid out all over the place here. So how are we going to do this? All right. Friggin' an N64 here with the wires and whatnot. You know, like unlike Mike Gartner, I have class. I don't check the expansion packs while I'm at the sale. I wait till I get home. Yeah, with two atomic purple joysticks. I thought this was kind of weird. Yeah, 2 atomic purple joysticks here. Okay, and they have really nice. You know, I know this is the Achilles. This is considered the Achilles heel of the Nintendo 64 joystick, and these little analog sticks right here. But they're in really nice shape. They got good spring to them. They feel like they work nicely. Other than that, let's see, another. Believe it or not, underneath these wires is another N64 in there with all the connectors. Looks like some Xbox type AV cords as well. And another standard N64 joystick. And this thing right here, which looks like some kind of like plug and play or something like that. It's the Super Joystick. The Super Joystick. What the fuck is that? Look at that. Has some type of plug a game in there? Huh. I thought maybe you could plug a game in there or something, but no. This one's gonna fit. I wonder what that pin is for. That pin, it looks like Sega Genesis size. Hold on. Look at that. Sega Genesis in there? Sega Genesis game? No. Maybe a Nintendo. It kind of looks like a Nintendo. Like the cutouts look like maybe you could stick an Nintendo. That would be so stupid though. You have a big Nintendo game sticking at it. I don't know what it's for. So I don't know. We'll look into it later. Okay. So okay, and now the craziest thing is, she goes in this cabinet, and I'm watching it. I don't know if you could see in the video. She opens up the cabinet. She takes out one N64. She puts it to one side. She takes the other N64 out, and she brings it to me. So if I had to said anything to her about getting the other one out or getting the games, this is all she would have presented to me. It's like, come on. So I said, hey, how about the other thing back there? You want to bring that out? You got any games? And she goes back out. She goes back in there. And she comes out with this box. Jesus. This box here. And it's got some N64 titles. It looks like it has like an Xbox 360 power adapter, blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, so inside there was Hey You Pikachu, Lego Racer, Pokemon Puzzle League, Pokemon Stadium. I'm sorry, my hands are trembling like an alcoholic. Disney's Tarzan, which is interesting because I just saw an N64 Hidden Gems video where they spoke about this game, Tarzan. I forgot whose video it was, but you know, it looked okay. Pokemon Snap, a lot of Pokemon games here, and a game I'm pretty excited to pick up, Paper Mario. So there we go, guys. That's it. Whew. This was a tough one. This was a tough day. Here we go. Over to the gaming shelf. N64 games over here. Okay. Now, you know, for your favorite portion of the show, where we put the games on the gaming shelf, GameCube down here, PlayStation 2 up there. Let me get this moving. Game Boy Advance games, we'll put them up here. PlayStation games, this side. PlayStation 2, right there. What else? What am I forgetting there? No, I think that's it. I think we got everything. So that's it. The gaming shelf, it's starting to look, you know, more and more respectable each week. And you might notice that we're doing, the game shelf is under a little bit of construction here. So, you know, I'll explain that in a future video. So, that's it, guys. I need a shower, I need a glass of water, and I need a nap. I'm Bithead 1000. I'll see you next time.